Yo, guys. Okay, so I've been doing like Leetcode question 69 of square roots. What basically the rules are, you're giving an integer x, and you have to find the square root of it without using the square root function or something like that. And I can't either use like exponents here. So basically what I've done is I've made like, first I made two, I made it later, but the first things is I made two lists here. And then I basically, for the first list, I made a for loop where it's ranged from 1 through x plus 1, cause if we say, for example, x is 8, then it's like 1 to 8, and not 1 to 7, that's why we plus with 1. Okay, you probably already know this, and then it appends like I times I, which is if, okay, the square root of 9, for example, that's 3, so like 3 times 3, that's 9, so we find the square root of something. I don't know how to explain it otherwise, but yeah. And then I make a single loop where I loop t, the first list I made, and then we append l, and we append like x minus s, so it's 0, so we can find the lowest number later on, because I want to find like the lowest number in this thing. Okay, I'm very bad. I'm very good at explaining. It's because you can see here I'm using heron method. Okay, I don't know how it exactly works, but I'm gonna explain it later on. First things first. So now we make like a new variable x, where now I gotta see the code. Okay, so t. So we find first. So we find the minimum length of L, this thing. Oh, so that's like if we have, okay, I gotta make like an example soon, but I find the lowest number in L, because we in Harris method we gotta use like a guess thing, so we gotta use like a good guess. So for example, take 8, then we wanna use 3 as guess, because the square root of 9 is 3, and 9 is close to 8. So we want to use 3. Okay, this is very confusing. But then I find the like lowest number here, and then I find the index of this number in L, I guess. Yeah, L. Yeah, we find index. So if it's 8, then it goes like, then it's like t is 1, and then the next one is 4. And then the next one is 9, then the next one is 16, if you can see. That's like t. That's what we append to t. So we want to find, if we say x is 8, then the closest number to 8 is 9. That's why we minus it, so we want to find the lowest number. So guess here, if x is 8, then guess will be 9. Okay, but we don't want to use 9. We want to use the square root of 9. So what have I done here? So we find first the minimum, and then l.index, which is what? Hold up, guys. I understand. Okay. So for example, if the exam was 1, 4, 9. Alright, so the index of that is 2, and we plus that with 1, because we want 3, and then guess divided by, so 9 divided by 3, that's 3, so guess is gonna equal to 3. Okay, this works. But then I need to find like how to find the square root without using the square root, and then I just search it how to find the square root without using the square root. And then Google came up with Heron's method. I don't know the guy, and I don't know this function. I've just known it for a couple of days ago, which basically finds the square root of a number with like, I don't know, 5/6 decimal accuracy. I'm trying to go this a little fast. Hopefully someone understands and can help me, but because this doesn't work on Leetcode, but works here. and then first I made like a for loop, and then I made like an if statement. And I do this because guess it cannot equal 0. You can't, because here, okay, it's like a math thing. Like it will say error, I could also use like a try block, because it's not an error in my code, but it's an error in the execution of the code. But in math you can't divide by 0. Then like do an error here. That's basically why I have done this. And then else continue. Then here the method comes in, where the guess is 3, for example, and then x can be 8. Right here. So, and then it just returns integer guess, because the code, because in Leetcode it said we have to like find the number of square root of x, and we have to lower it. And what it does is basically, if it's like 8.754, just remove all the decimal and say 8. And if 8.44, it remove all the decimal and say 8. So that's why you can use the end. Whew. Okay, that was a lot. And then it says to, if like I remove this int clause here, for example, it will say something else. Okay, this is probably not important. Yeah, 2.888, but int just does remove all of this and say 2. Okay, you probably already know this. Hopefully someone understands what I just told. And it works perfectly fine here. Look, 2. I can even say 9 here, and guess what the square root of 9 we know all. It's 3. Well, not all of us. Like if you haven't math in like 5th grade, you don't know, but yeah, 3. And it works. But it doesn't work here. Okay, it's taking some time. Yeah, output 0. Why? Like I don't understand why it doesn't work here. Like it doesn't make sense. Okay, like can someone please explain to me why this doesn't work on Leetcode but it works here? Like please. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like I get it to work here and all, and then it just doesn't works on Leetcode. Like I followed all the rules, I'm pretty sure. I've not used any exponents, and integers should be non-negative as well, which I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, I should try and say apps and see if this works, but I don't think it does. Like apps basically does that. If you have a negative number, it just removes the negative. You use it a lot in geometry if you go later on, because you can't have like a negative length of something. So like if you minus a positive number with another number, you get the same number if you change the numbers. Okay, it's hard to explain, guys. Yeah, it doesn't work. So please, like, can someone explain to me why this doesn't work? It doesn't make sense. Alright, I think that's it. And my code's pretty bad, I know, but I've just started, or I've not started coding, but I've just started doing Leetcode and stuff. I'm very new to coding. But yeah, please someone help me. I don't understand. Yeah, bye.